The main difference of leadership between early Catholic and the current Tsawout Church is the ideology between the two. The purpose of the current Tsawout Church leadership is to be a friend with the Tsawout people and the First Nations. They believe that fellowship is the key element to introduce Christianity. On the month of September 1994, the Victorian Methodist Church building was moved to Tsawout community by boat. It was a very clever and unique idea. To be able to move a whole building to a particular location, they used a barge boat and a tugboat. The work was done on a particular time of the year, on which day the tide was the highest. The first leadership of this church was led around a decade ago by the elder pastor Ben, who is from the Tsawout Reserve. Then the leadership passed on to his son-in-law, who was from out of the community and a Caucasian, and there were some cultural conflicts existed in the church. In the end, the leader had to step down and let a new leader fill that role. At that time, Reverend Sa, a Korean pastor, was around within the church. After some time, because of his enthusiasm and passion, he was immediately appointed as the leading pastor by the church members. Since taking part in the leadership, Reverend Sa's spouses envisioned in servant leadership, and their motto has been building fellowship within the church. The church's vision is to spread the love further to Tsawout community and other First Nations reserves in the Saanich Peninsula. Although their ability to reach out through Christianity is yet in progress. Up until today, Reverend Sa and his family are financially self-supporting, mainly due to insufficient finance of the church. Currently, there are 3 different services by age. My personal engagement with the Tsawout Church is mostly through Sunday school. It is usually run by a group of volunteers, including the ones from Victoria Korean Baptist Church. The main focus is to build friendship with the kids on one-by-one basis, by listening to them and supporting them emotionally, rather than teaching them what to do. Also, we invite them to worship and praise. On the other hand, there is youth groups worship on Fridays, led by Marco, a youth pastor from Poland. When Reverend Sa came to the church for the first time, there were only services for adults on Sunday evenings from 6 to 9 p.m. in the main foyer. The adult service has kept its original schedule. The service has 3 main elements, which are praise, testimonials, and sermon. The adult worship has a very open style. I would call it the First Nation style. They do not have a strictly structured time frame of the service, so it is up to each day to praise for how long and to have how many testimonials. It is spontaneous. Furthermore, they have some distinctive melody and sound of singing the praise. The praise team plays indigenous instruments while praising. I would say it is the melody of the First Nation. On February 1st to 5th in 2012, the Tsawout Church had the first revival conference, in which a guest speaker, Reverend John from Alaska, was invited. The revival provided the church with an opportunity of spiritual openness through prayers and listening to the Bible messages. Throughout the revival, the church experienced rich spirituality and had time to build deeper fellowship among the members. The impact of the revival on the church have seen as more commitment, more engagement, deeper sharing, and more devotion of prayer and offering. Why Korean? Well, Korea is now the top 2 country in the world that sends the second most Christian missionaries, and many Korean Christians are committed to spread the gospel. However, the most significant reason of Korean element in the Tsawout Church began from one person's devotion of life. driven by love for the people, and a few more Korean youths who got touched by the warm heart started to devote one's Sunday mornings to spend time with the Tsawout kids. There were some hard times in the beginning, as Reverend spouses recall, when there were emotional barriers between the Tsawout community and Korean visitors. Yet those times passed on, and now the Koreans are called as friends. Overall, as time goes by, the Tsawout Church's devotion on reconciliation and promoting peace within the community has boosted everyone's spirit in more of a positive outlook. Nowadays, I see more joy and laughter around the community, which is an amazing feeling to be part of a special development in this amazing community.